Hey everyone, my name is Johnny and thank you for joining me in my first ever vlog. Whoop whoop! For my first vlog ever, we're going to Gatlinburg, Tennessee. From mountain views to cozy cabins and everything in between, I'm taking you along for the ride. If you love travel, adventure, discovering new places, you're on the right spot. Join me and my family and let's go to the Smoky Mountains. And well, we can start the journey with an empty stomach. So before we hit the road, we hit the waffles. On the road at last. It was clear that we left the Sunshine State behind. Florida, bye bye. North Carolina and Tennessee, here we go. Right at the gate of the Smoky Mountains, Cherokee, North Carolina welcomes us. It's a small town with roughly around 2,000 people, but it is always a pleasure to drive through. Absolutely. I mean, look at those views. Look at that river. The Oconaluftee River, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. You know, with my accent, you might get used to it. And boy oh boy did we get a welcome. And the clouds adorning the mountains like that? Mm-mm. Chef kiss. The next stop was the visitor center. Unfortunately, it was raining a lot that day, so we didn't get to enjoy the outdoor activities. I do know there is a cabin outside and a bunch of like history stuff, as well as you can walk along the river, but the rain didn't let us. Fortunately, they do have an indoor area with a small museum, gift shop, etc. So we did enjoy that part, so that was nice. And right there is a little cabin area that I was talking about earlier. Usually you can walk through that and experience history. Oh, look, some people also walked in the rain, not me. And as we start our ascent, a little bit about myself. My name is Johnny. I live in the state of Florida. I'm originally from Cuba. That's why the accent. And I do love to travel. Um, I usually take lots of pictures, and this year I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make it a hobby now to also take some videos and make YouTube videos. So I'm making my New Year's resolution. It's my first time making vlogs, so any critiques, any recommendations for me to make the content better, just let me know. Almost 4,800 feet high. My ears were definitely popping. We were literally driving in the clouds. Even though I was so tired, I mean, all the way from Florida driving is very tiring, but I just couldn't fall asleep. Look at those views. Just look at the clouds kissing those mountains. It's just beautiful. I just I couldn't help but be in awe of all the beautiful nature. And this is a whole circle. You go all the way from the top. I don't know if you can see the road up there. You go in a circle and then you go under the actual road that you were on. And then there were some signs that we were getting closer and closer to Gatlinburg. But before we could settle down, my Cuban family had other plans, as you can see. They made us take a detour all the way to Pigeon Forge for some Cuban coffee and some Cuban croquetas. If you want to know what that is, just give it a quick Google search. They're delicious. We kept looking up to the sky, looking for snow, and nothing. One of the main reasons we came to the mountains was to see snow for the first time. My family has never seen snow. We're from the Caribbean. It doesn't even get cold in Cuba. I mean, it gets cold, but the coldest is like what, like 75, 72, something like that. So, yeah, the sky was being stubborn that day, only giving us rain. If the sky wasn't giving up that day, neither did we. We continued with our adventure. A little rain wasn't gonna stop us from going to the Titanic Museum attraction. Ticket prices in January of 2026 for the attraction were about $40 per person. It's a pretty cool museum. Um, Roughly an hour or two to do it completely. And it has lots of cool artifacts and history inside. And of course, like any other attraction, you have to have a gift shop at the end, which you can go even if you don't buy a ticket to the attraction. You can go to the gift shop and get some cool little souvenirs. Right outside the museum, there is an ice cream shop. It has some light theming to it, but it's a pretty cute place. And after some minor distractions, and by minor I mean like 4 or 5 hours, up the mountain to the cabin we go. This video I did have to speed it up 2x because it was a long way up the mountain. Those mountains were like steep. My family in the van in front of me, woo, they almost didn't make it. They had to, like, the engine was revving all the way. But hey, we made it. We made it to our cabin in the mountains. With a great location and even greater views, we made it to our Airbnb. And as I give you a cabin tour, I will give you a little bit more information. We did book this on Airbnb. This vacation, we did it on the second week of January. It was right after the holidays, so the prices were great. It's not the same as when you come in December. which is first very very busy, downtown Gatlinburg or Pigeon, and second, the prices are sky high. For this home, it was a great price. I'm gonna try to link the house on the video description so you can take a look at it. The location, like I mentioned, it was great. We were like, what, like 5 minutes away from downtown Gatlinburg, and that's because of the mountains. If there was no hills or, treacherous roads, we could make it to downtown Gatlinburg in 2 minutes or less. That's how close it is. The cabin has 2 floors. It has the main floor, and this, what you're looking at right now, is at the bottom floor. It has 4 bedrooms, 2 upstairs, 2 downstairs. The bed configuration is exactly the same on the 2 floors. The first floor has one with a king bed and one with 2 queen beds, and the bottom floor has one with a king bed and one with 2 queen beds. I showed you 3 bedrooms already, and this is the fourth and last. The game room was definitely the most popular room in the house. So if you're trying to rest, make sure you choose wisely. Your room, that is. It was very popular for kids because of the arcades and for adults because of the pool table. So again, choose wisely. And last but not least, the jacuzzi. You will think because it was cold we wouldn't get in, but let me tell you, it was great. You can see the steam coming up. And the views? Well, the views were priceless. Just look at that. And then out of the blue, yes, we got the snow flurries. We didn't get a lot, but it was enough to make my whole family very, very happy. So that's what counts. This is just the beginning of the adventure. Join us, follow along like a professional YouTuber, like and subscribe, help my channel grow, and see you in the next chapter.